Halo guys, David sini dan saat ini saya sedang berada di depan kantornya Xiaomi Indonesia karena saya lagi-lagi dapetin kesempatan dari Xiaomi Indonesia buat ngobrol langsung sama bosnya Xiaomi Indonesia yaitu Alvin Che. Jadi tahun lalu kita udah pernah ngobrol sama si bosnya Xiaomi ini dan kita lemparin pertanyaan-pertanyaan yang susah kayak soal HP goib itu gimana kabarnya, dan di video kemarin udah dijawab dengan seru sih dan jawabannya juga jelas. Kali ini kita bakal ngulangin cerita yang sama, yaitu saya bakal bawain pertanyaan dari audiens, dari follower di Instagram. Thank you banget buat yang udah kasih pertanyaan yang susah, karena memang itu yang saya harapin. Di sini kayaknya saya bakal nanyain beberapa yang agak bikin keringetan mungkinnya, kayak isu soal Xiaomi yang dituduh sebagai mata-mata di Amerika. Jadi itu Google kayak gimana, nanti itu banyak banget yang nanyain. Terus kenapa Redmi sama Poco harganya mirip dan kok kayak saling bersaing gitu, padahal mereka sama-sama satu perusahaan, satu kantor di sini. Terus ada lagi pertanyaan soal harga HP Xiaomi yang di pasaran, ini kayak masalah yang agak susah dibenerin, itu juga bakal kita tanyain. Soal gimana caranya Xiaomi ngehadepin hal ini. Sekarang kita langsung masuk aja buat tanya, itu banyak pertanyaan, mungkin ada belasan. Sekarang kita masuk aja dulu.
Halo David.
Halo.
Apa kabar?
Oh, baik.
Wah, baik juga.
Okay, you learn a lot.
Yeah, I try to learn some bahasa. So, sudah lama tidak ketemu.
Ya, sudah lama, sudah 1 tahun.
Tapi, selamat datang di kantor Xiaomi Indonesia.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, please follow me. Let's go to the AIoT zone.
Oh, last time I come here, it's a meeting room, right?
Yes, have a seat, please. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Yes, last time when you were here, this is a meeting room.
Yeah.
We decided to open it up to showcase some of the AIoT products.
Yeah, free advertisement by the way.
Correct, bagus ya. Good marketing.
Last time we talked, I think is around last year in November 2019.
Yes.
At that time, you were the new guy,
yes,
the new hot guy, the
new.
new country director of Xiaomi Indonesia. That's a big title. And what have you done during this 1 year until now?
Yes, thank you. No, we remember 1 year ago the interview with you, the first time we met, and the Gadget In audience are very interested in Xiaomi Indonesia's story. And thanks to your team's help, we are able to explain what makes Xiaomi Indonesia so special. 1 year has passed. I have lived in Jakarta myself for the past 1.5 years. Saya tinggal di Senopati.
Oh, it's pretty far from here.
But thanks to the highway, still okay. So over the past year, we really listened to our Mi fans. When I first came here, the Mi fans had some feedback, and we worked very hard to improve the user experience.
Last time when we first met, I think Xiaomi Indonesia is not in a really good position like now.
Correct.
My perspective for Xiaomi Indonesia last time is Xiaomi has to up their game.
Yes.
And now, I think it's better.
Thank you. I think last year when we first met, depending on which report you look at, the market share of Xiaomi Indonesia was number 4, number 5. And I think a lot of issues, but we worked with our users. We listen to them, we work with partners, KOL media partners like yourself, and we really try to improve all practices. Let me give you some example.
A real example.
Like
right? People can see it now.
Yes, so for example, last year one of the big complaints was Xiaomi Indonesia never launched high-end products.
My number one hope for you that time is you will bring Xiaomi Mi 10.
Yes.
And you bring us Mi 10, Mi 10T, and Mi
Yes.
10T Pro.
And Mi Note 10 as well, which is 108 MP Pratama. So the team, even though small 1 year ago, worked really hard to bring more high-end products to showcase the latest technology. I think the second thing we heard a lot, which we are still trying to improve, is actually GOIP, right? The GOIP issue. Now, last video, 1 year ago, we talked about how difficult it is to ramp up the supply chain. How difficult it is to actually go from materials to assembling the phone made in Indonesia, in Batam, getting it out here, and then going to the channels. But on top of that, we actually built a lot of online official stores. such as our Xiaomi official stores on Lazada, Shopee, JD, Tokopedia, Bukalapak, Akulaku, and Me.com. So now there are many more official stores that you can buy online. And not just that, also offline. Offline, last year we only had 50 Mi stores. But in 1 year's time, we also built 250 Mi shops.
Oh, 250.
Mi shops,
in
yes.
How many cities?
So in most of the cities,
Oh.
now you can at least find one, as well as 2,500 Mi partners. Mi partners. So Mi shops are exclusive shops, only selling Xiaomi. And Mi partners are the generic smartphone stores, but with a Xiaomi shelf,
Yeah,
like a
on
promoter.
ITC, ETC,
Yes,
ETC.
yes, like a zone, you know.
Uh-huh.
So now there are many more official partners working with us to provide to our Mi fans these amazing products at honest prices. So high-end products, more official places to buy Xiaomi, easier to find our stocks, even though of course still working on supply. And then at the same time, we always interact with our Mi fans, listening to them, engaging with them on social media, and then just continue to improve the user experience.
Yeah, this is one of the way because you invite me to ask the audience
Yes.
the hard question, and
Yes.
you're really brave, I think.
I try my
Yeah.
best, yeah.
Yeah, you surely go big. What are the reasons that you go really big in 1 year? Like you
Yes.
produce so many new series of phone, you
Yes.
release so many things, IoT things.
Yes.
I think 2 years ago, Xiaomi IoT is not so many.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. I think thanks to the team's hard work, we have a really hardworking team that really tries to deliver for Mi fans. I think also thanks to all the Mi fans supported us through this kind of turnaround time. We always like to say, you know, Mi fans are truly the most important resource for the company. So when we think about how do we give them the best experience, we always remember one thing, which is very important to Xiaomi's business, which is always deliver amazing products at honest pricing so that everyone in the world can enjoy the fun that technology and innovation bring. So this is the principle. Everything we do contribute to that. So with that in mind, pretty much all the products we launched last year have probably the best pricing almost in anywhere of the world. Like Indonesia
We'll
pricing.
get back
really
to that later.
Okay. Okay. So not just smartphones. Of course, AIoT is a big part of Xiaomi's strategy. We internally have a core strategy called Smartphones times AIoT. Smartphones times AIoT. And why is it times and not smartphone plus
yeah.
AIoT?
Why it has to be multiple?
Yes, because we imagine a world where connected devices are the future, especially with soon to come 5G. Xiaomi today is already the #1 consumer AIoT platform. If you look at the devices that are connected to our network, we have almost 290 million
2 million. Okay.
connected devices
Okay.
globally. So we believe that in the future, the smartphone can control and monitor the environment.
The center of it.
Yes, the
Oh,
center
okay.
of it. And because of this interaction, there are more use cases. There are more use cases that would benefit your lifestyle. So that's why it's a multiplying effect, not an addition effect.
Yeah. So globally, Xiaomi's strategy is to produce more phone and more IoT. And how about Indonesian market? Is there any special strategy that you tailor just for Indonesia in this market? Is there any special weapon or secret weapon for this market, the big market?
Yes, so I think when it comes to Indonesia market, a very important thing that my team does is to actually localize and understand the local market needs. Okay, which is we believe that here in Indonesia, first of all, they want a wide range of products, but at the same time, the value for money has to be very high. Unlike some other markets, maybe they have a lot of carrier partners. You know, when you go to a carrier partner and buy a plan, it comes with data, and then you pay a different type of fee. Sometimes they are not so sensitive to the prices. But here in Indonesia, we are in an open market where price sensitivity actually quite high. So for us, we need to make sure we have a good portfolio from entry level to high end. Yet in each of the price segment, Xiaomi product portfolio or Poco, which is our new brand, actually are the most competitive when it comes to price to specs.
Yeah, even to your another product like Poco and Redmi is also have a competition.
Yes,
one another.
Actually, quite interesting here. At Xiaomi, we like to force ourselves to always improve. So do not wait for the market to force you to improve. Why not create internal competition so that at the end consumers benefit?
That's cool.
So that's very important concept. Now, another thing that we think local Indonesia market wants, okay, it's not just another smartphone brand, right? Because there's so many, right? Okay, if Xiaomi and Redmi focuses more on the mass market, because our brand is quite well known by now, we think that this portfolio will be very all-rounded. All-rounded meaning photography good, processor bagus, right? Design good, durability good, quality decent. Yeah. We think that actually there are still niche markets that maybe there needs a specialized brand to talk to. Okay, so for example, maybe there is the millennial market. Maybe there is the gamer market. The common theme there is that these are smaller markets that will grow over time, and at the same time, they embrace a different culture and mindset. So that is why we have now Poco that talks to these people. We want to promote this culture. So you see in Poco, we partner with a lot of local partners, like Echo Show Rapper. Rapping, maybe still small interest here in Indonesia, but there will be a group of people that try to promote it. Poco will help that. Maybe breakdancing, maybe esports, right? So a lot of these cool things, we hope that Poco, by being a new brand, can be braver, more experimental. Yeah, while Xiaomi Redmi focuses on being the companion, the gang jawara in your life, being the reliable partner to you.
Oh, that's answer a question why Redmi and Poco seems like have to be so competitive with one another.
Yes. On the one hand, they may seem competitive to improve both companies, both brands. At the other hand, actually, Xiaomi Redmi features more and more of the mass market needs, whereas Poco can be more experimental and addresses the niche audience that want to promote this culture.
Jadi itu sih maksudnya kenapa Redmi sama Poco bisa kelihatan sama banget, jadi tujuannya itu beda. Ya sekarang baru ngerti. And another important question, this is maybe like in people's mind.
In people's mind, yes.
From like 2 or 3 months, in these 2 or 3 months. It's about America that say that Xiaomi is a spy for Chinese military. And I don't think Xiaomi give too much attention to that news because Xiaomi's phone market in America is not really. I don't think Xiaomi has a market there.
No, we don't sell there. Yeah.
But America has Google, and we know if a phone brand doesn't have Google Mobile Service or GMS in the phone, the brand will struggle a lot.
Right.
What is your response there?
Yeah.
What if America bans? Google bans Xiaomi to their service.
Yeah, so on this claim, Xiaomi officially has already put up a statement clarifying a lot of these rumors, okay, on our social media pages. What we can share is that this is not the same as whatever people are circulating about the same ban that happened to other smartphone manufacturers.
This is not same as
it is not
brand.
The same. Yeah. Exactly, not the same. And the business for us is completely as usual, and that GMS is not affected.
It's not a problem.
Not a problem. We will continue to deliver amazing products, honest pricing, fully compliant with GMS, and our Mi fans can continue to enjoy these products and services.
So people doesn't have to concern about it.
No concern.
Okay.
Please keep checking out our products, and we have lots more exciting things to show.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Great.
Okay.
Well, let's check out another part of the office after seeing the AIoT space. So
Okay.
follow me, let's move inside.
What is your favorite product?
Oh, what is my favorite product? Actually, I quite like the hair dryer.
Oh.
Okay, this is not a usual choice, but why? Because when we travel for work trip,
Oh,
a lot of the hotels we stay at, actually the hair dryer quite
Yeah.
soft power.
Yeah,
you can't dry your hair very well.
and
so
it's hot.
yeah,
Not-
and this
not
one,
pleasant.
very powerful, very easy to carry. And the design is bagus.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that is maybe one that I wanted to promote. Lah. The rest, a lot of our Mi fans already know very well. So
Okay.
hair dryer,
Yeah.
a very good favorite.
Okay.
Okay, please follow me, David, into our office.
I think it's changed a lot.
It
From
did.
the entrance, I already feel that.
Yes, we try to make it a bit more startup, a bit more
Oh.
techy.
Wow, I think it's much bigger.
Much
Has more
bigger,
space.
more space, more open as well.
Okay.
Yes.
How many employees do we have here?
Yes, so over the past year, we grew a lot. We more than doubled in size. So
Okay.
here in the office, we have almost 170 employees.
100. Okay.
170, 170 puluh.
170.
Yes,
Yeah.
and in addition, we have 360 frontliners running the Mi stores and the Mi shop. On top of that, we are building now almost a 3,000 Xiaomi sales staff out in the market
All over Indonesia.
all over Indonesia just in 1 year. 3,000 sales
That's
join
an
Xiaomi.
addition, not the total. Oh.
Yes, not the total. 3,000 addition joining the market to serve our Mi fans, especially preparing for Ramadan.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's a big moment.
Big moment, and we want to make sure everyone gets good service. And then also in our Batam factory, where we make our smartphones, made in Indonesia smartphones, we have almost 2,000 workers.
2,000 workers. Wow.
Yes, so if you add all of them up, maybe already past 5,000 and more than 5,000.
I don't expect that many people in Batam because I have gone there 3 times and I seen about just 100 and 200 or 200.
Yes. So we have more and more because also our supply is ramping up very fast. We want to serve the market even better.
Do you have any other plans to increase the staff in the worker in factory or here?
Yes, so actually this is a great opportunity.
Yeah, because
we are always hiring more talents to join this journey of delivering innovation for everyone. So, if you're a marketer, sales, if you have a lot of ideas for Indonesia consumers, if you want to be part of Poco team, right, where we are trying to build a new brand, these are all great opportunities for us to expand further.
oh, okay.
Yes. So this is, you can see the PR team, the retail team, the marketing team.
Their seats, but they're at home now.
Yes, right now,
Yeah.
due to COVID, work from home policy
Yeah.
applies, and we all want to practice safety.
Yeah. The last time I come here is a wall, just wall, no
Yes.
chair.
Yes, so we completely opened it up. We took the other space and then connected the two.
Wow.
Yeah. So now you can see there are even a foosball table, ping pong table to make the environment very lively.
Cool.
Yeah. Please follow me. Here's our hangout area, David.
Oh,
Very cool place. Sometimes we have group meetings.
like common area.
Yes, common area. We like to do a town hall as well before COVID. So we talk to the whole team, tell them what is happening.
Like the plan for this month.
Yes, the plan for this month, what did we do last month, keep everyone up to date.
Is the plan just keep releasing the product because Xiaomi release so much product like every month.
Yes.
Maybe 1 month I remember that Xiaomi have released 2 products in 1 month.
Right.
Is it okay for the market because if you release the product so fast,
Yes.
people that buy your new product will feel that product is obsolete when you release a new product.
Correct.
Is it a good strategy?
Yeah, no, thank you. There are a lot of knowledge that goes into making sure the users can enjoy the best products available at that moment. Okay, so at Xiaomi Indonesia, we have few key philosophy. First of all, we really believe in the concept of killer products. Killer products, so like Redmi 9A, 9C, 9, Note 9, Note 9 Pro. Each of these would sell millions and millions. Killer product. Last year at Xiaomi Indonesia, we maybe launched only 8 product line.
Really?
8 only, yes.
Okay.
Quite less, yeah? This year will be a bit more, but still, maybe keep it to 15 or so. compare with other brands in this industry, sometimes they are talking about 20 to 30. So Xiaomi still try to be more efficient and keeping it to a reasonable number of product lines. We have expanded the price point as well. If you think about the Xiaomi product line, maybe we haven't launched anything between maybe 4 to 6, 4 to 6 juta. Still relatively less, because we want to stay focused. Okay, now as the company becomes bigger, the team becomes bigger, we can become bigger. The second thing to think about is now we have two brands, Xiaomi and Poco. So maybe Poco will have few product lines, and then Xiaomi maybe 10 product lines. So if you think of it as a two brand, maybe still quite focused. The third thing that we make sure is that even though today the market very competitive, actually if you look at some other brands, their product life cycle from R&D to the market, maybe only 4 months now. 4 months can design a new phone from zero to the market. Wow, crazy.
I don't know about the background story. You know that.
Yeah, so with such a competitive market, we try to keep a 6 to 12 months life cycle. Okay, how do we manage once a new product comes in? Usually, you find with Xiaomi Indonesia, you find that the older generation will actually be priced lower. The newer generation will come in at a slightly higher price because of the latest technology. So what we find in this market is that there are audiences that want both.
Of course.
So for us, we are the technology adopters. We always want the latest and the best. But in Indonesia, still a lot of families still want even though maybe one generation older,
because
it's still
good
very
enough.
good. Yeah. It's good enough. And of course, Xiaomi specs always already leading the market. So now when we have, let's say, the 9 series and a lot of people waiting for the 10 series, the Redmi series, right? If you want the latest and the best, you have an option. If you're like, I'm a little bit budget tight, you still want something very good, durable, high quality,
you still distribute that.
Exactly.
Because the problem, if your product is too much in the market, you have a hard time to distribute that.
Yes.
And that can cause a goip situation.
Yes.
How do you overcome that problem?
Yes. So for us, the key is to really accurately forecasting the demand. Really accurately forecasting demand. So we will think about, okay, this model at this price, maybe X number of people want it. When this model comes in, this model that is older but cheaper maybe will be affected by X%. So that way you order the right amount and then you ensure that the demand and the run rate is smooth, then the market will continue to order. Now, when it comes to the goip situation that you talked about, actually, Q4 of last year, around September and October, the situation has improved a lot. Maybe only 1 or 2 models, Mi fans will give the feedback it is goip in the first or 2 sales. Unfortunately, what happened was, starting into November, the whole industry went into a shortage of chipset.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
Yes, I'm sure. The whole tech industry is aware, all of a sudden the chipsets are in high demand.
Not just phone.
Not just phone.
Laptops or graphic card or even car.
Even car. Maybe one day Gadget In will review cars. So because of this, then all of a sudden, from November all the way till now, the supply dropped again. That's why it is going. But working very hard to make sure in the next 2 months, right before Ramadan, we have many supplies for people to bring back the favorite gift to home during Ramadan.
Yeah, about that. This is another hard question. I have to read that because I don't want to mistakenly read that. There's an issue circulating that a Xiaomi product has the possibility of defect in some of its new product. So when I buy product, there's a possibility that the product has a defect. So I have to go to this official service center and I have to change it for the new one. How is your response? Because it's not good if there's a situation where your customer want to buy your product but they're fear that the product have some problem. Because the new product has to be perfect,
Yes. Totally understand this fear of buying a pretty big purchase, right?
Yeah,
smartphone, no doubt, pretty big
purchase.
And our smartphones are right now made in Batam. So what we do are a few things to try to make sure all Mi fans are very confident in buying our products. the first thing, most important, is to solve this at the roots. We apply a lot more quality control resources.
At the factory.
At the factory, correct. That is step number one. We add more people, looking at each of the steps, right? And then making sure that we try to minimize. Now, make no mistake, every factory, any consumer electronic products will have defects.
Of course.
The key is, what is the percentage? Okay, is the percentage still under the industry average? So far, based on our field statistics, Xiaomi's quality is actually above industry average. So for us, one is to make sure at the factory level, everything is very, very well managed. The second is that we have more and more official retail shops with our official sales staff. So if you go there, anything that happens, someone is there to help you. Okay?
And they know how to help them.
Exactly. They know how to help you. They will guide you to what you need to do next. Same for online practices. We work with our platform partners to make sure if you do find something within the 7 days period, you can send it back, right? No problem. Refunds and all those things. And not just that, we also improved the service center network. When I first came here 1 year ago, maybe Xiaomi Indonesia only had about 30 service centers across Indonesia. Not enough.
Yeah. Not enough.
Mi fans told me for them to go to a service center, maybe they need to ride the motorbike for 4 hours. Too long.
Just to repair their phone.
Yeah. So I told my team, okay, can we study the whole Indonesia? How many service centers are needed to give a good experience? Yes. The answer comes out to be about 150. 150. So almost
just
4 to 5 times.
You have 1/5.
Yes. So thankfully, after 1 year of investigation and hard work, around March, we will be announcing that these 150 service centers are ready.
This year?
This year.
Oh.
So we will be the #1 in terms of coverage for service centers, even comparing with some of the big brands.
So a remote area, can you mention 1 or 2 remote area that you cover?
Yeah, so actually what we will do is we will list out all the addresses on mi.com once it's ready. Because right now some of them are still under renovation and all that. But the guarantee is at least 150 this year so that Mi fans can easily visit. So this is on the infrastructure, yeah? On the policy, 15 months of warranty. This is higher.
It's increasing than market standard.
Yes. So we are doing all these things to really try to make sure that if you buy a Xiaomi product, you can be so safe. You feel so reassured. We even have a policy. This is actually not good for the business, but we still want to do it.
Yeah.
If we cannot fix your phone in 5 days, you get a new one.
Oh. So if the problem persists in 5 days.
Yes, and imagine this. If I really cannot fix it for whatever reason, I lose 1 phone cost. Right? I need to pay. Give you a new phone.
Have to give them one new one.
Exactly. So why do I give myself such a strict requirement? It is because we really want to improve the after-sales experience. I will force my team to make sure we repair as fast as we can, so that we do not have to lose money. But this is part of the example.
Talk about bad for business. How about your pricing strategy? I have known about it since last year about how many percent? 5% policy.
Yes.
Yeah. Can you explain it to my audience about that policy, because not so many people know about that.
Sure.
They just ask why Xiaomi's price is so cheap. It's so affordable.
Yes. Thank you. So I think the first thing to realize is that Xiaomi, when it comes to pricing, it's not because we save costs from components or we don't use the best tech. No, the saving comes from innovation and business model. Innovasi. Okay, how do we do that? For example, we sell direct to consumer through these official stores of ours. We skip a lot of the reseller. Yes, you save money that way. For example, marketing. You do not see Xiaomi TV ads. Right? You do not see newspaper ads. We try to use social media to talk to our consumers, and we rely on our Mi fans word of mouth. We save a lot of marketing costs. Okay. And then 3 years ago, before Xiaomi went IPO, our CEO and co-founder put a lot of thought into thinking, how can Xiaomi be a 100-year-old company? Not 10 years old company, 100-year-old. He realized I need to always have the trust of my user. Okay, so how does he get the trust? He made a promise. If you want to if you want to earn the trust of your wife, you want to give her a promise, right? Okay, so publicly he said, we cannot make more than 5% average net hardware profit. No more than 5%. This is very unusual because if you go to MBA, you go to business class, everyone will say, more profit the better. More profit the company, more powerful. Xiaomi said no. Xiaomi said, we want a long relationship with you. All we need is just a little bit of profit to make sure we can keep innovating and keep running. And then with this promise, every time you come to a Mi store, you come to a Mi shop, you come to Mi.com, you can almost buy without worrying about the price tag. Because you know whatever you pay for is what you're getting. No extra unnecessary costs, big celebrity endorsement, TVC costs, middleman costs, promoter costs, all these. Xiaomi used a minimal cost structure, highly efficient model to give you to the product at the lowest cost. Still world-class quality, world-class component. That is the innovative business model that drives the price.
But in the market, people still find that the price is above the MSRP that Xiaomi said the price. If the price Xiaomi said when the phone is launched is 2 million, but in the market, people find that the phone is 2.3 or 2.4 million. How do you solve that problem? Because it's not good for customer to think that what you say in the public is not true.
Yes, so first of all here, we need to say sorry to all the Mi fans and Gadget in audiences. Mohon maaf. We are still working very hard.
Terlalu kasar sih pertanyaannya. The question is hard-hitting.
Yes, it is a difficult problem. At the end of this, it is actually supply-demand. Almost like economics, supply-demand. If demand is very high, supply is not enough, then of course in between are the reseller. The sellers, as with all humans, can become slightly greedy, and what happens is then they feel like, okay, even if I raise 200 ribu, 300 ribu, maybe even 400 ribu, Xiaomi products from a price to specs still lebih bagus.
Agree.
Daripada brand lain, right? So that is why this is happening. Now, how do we solve this?
People still want to buy at that price.
Exactly, because the other brands are so high, right? So we need to solve this from a supply-demand perspective. Okay, once supply is enough in the market, then everyone, in order to keep selling, have to come down. That is the first thing. The second thing is we're opening a lot of official shops. So in order for the seller to work with us officially, and officially many benefits, you can get the product first, you can get our support, you can get our sales staff standing at your place, okay? Then you need to follow my policy. You cannot cheat the consumer. If you cheat, we cut your supply. So that way, more and more official dealers will join the Xiaomi family and really deliver amazing products at honest pricing. Okay, the last but not least is when we were walking into the office, we mentioned we have 3,000 strong staff in the market today. Compared to 1 year ago, 0.
Really?
1 year ago, no promoter in the market. Yes.
Wow.
All the promoters you find maybe is the dealer who hired themselves. Xiaomi never.
That's
1 year
not
ago.
all Xiaomi's official.
No.
Oh.
So very crazy stuff. So what happened is these 3,000 staff now, one, they can help you with your purchase. If you have any questions, you can ask them. They're very friendly. But two is they make sure the sellers that they work with do not break the policy. They continue to sell at MSRP. So it's partially controlling, partially inviting the partners to work with us officially and following the rules, and of course, fundamentally solving the supply demand.
The big question is, if your strategy is so tight, you just take 5% of the hardware revenue, where do you get the money to pay all the staff, the 3,000 staff, the bottom employee, the bottom worker, and the retail worker? But yeah, before you answer that, can we see your office? Because I think it's interesting to see Xiaomi Indonesia's boss office.
Wow, tricky question. Let me see if anything's secret, yeah? I think okay, yeah? Okay.
Is there a Mi 11?
Oh, let's take a look. Okay.
Nanti bakal nanyain juga.
Follow me.
Okay. Oh yeah, Alvin, do you have some message for scalpers or tengkulak in Indonesia, because you have canceled them when Poco M3, I think, for sale?
Yes. No,
that's a good move.
And also a very tricky question again. I think first of all, Poco was the first brand in this industry to look at this issue.
Yeah, that's a big issue.
Big issue. We understand, especially during the pandemic, it is hard to make money, and we understand the motivation behind it. But at the same time, we are reminded that at the end, we want the real consumer to be able to really enjoy amazing products and honest pricing.
That use your product.
Yes. So we will try our best to make sure all those who want to join the Xiaomi partnership and sell these amazing products at honest pricing, we can work together, right? But if they are reselling for a bigger profit, to benefit themselves, then we are sorry, but we need to protect our Mi fans' rights.
You have the data, right?
Correct. So we're working with our partners to improve the whole buying experience for the real consumer.
Yeah, thumbs up for this stand for your consumer.
Thank you. It is not an easy decision, but we think it's the right one.
Yeah.
And this is the office, not too big actually.
The TV is big.
Mi TV is big, amazing Mi TV. There is also, you can see my desk, air purifier, router.
So many work.
Yeah, a lot of these are
is
also...
this Mi 11?
Oh, okay. Actually, not sure if it should be here. Let me put this aside for now, okay?
Itu, oke lah, nantilah. Udah ada TKDN harusnya bakal. Nanti kita tanyain juga soal Mi 11 sama panas. You know panas? What is panas?
Hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see that coming, right?
Yeah.
But we will continue to a nice office, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
What is your most prestigious award?
Oh, prestigious award, yeah? Good question.
There's a lot of awards.
Actually, a lot of these awards already here before I came. But I actually quite like this one. This one from Headquarter.
Wow.
So this one actually, we just celebrated Hari Imlek. Raya Imlek, yeah. And it is a big festival for those of us who are born in Chinese culture. But this year, because of the pandemic, we cannot go home. So the company actually sent us an award thanking us to continue serving the Mi fans even during the pandemic in the front line. So that means a lot to myself.
Because you cannot go home.
Cannot go home this year, yes.
Is that a BTR?
This
right?
is actually, yes, Bicatron, yeah. We started working with Bicatron team last year because some of our smartphones very good for gaming. So they are kind enough to give me a jersey, even though my gaming skill very bad. Yeah? So don't play against me.
Yeah, at least the phone is capable.
Yes.
And how do you capable to make money to pay all the employees? A theory that says that your advertisement revenue on MIUI is so big. How do you comment on that? What's your comment on that?
Yes. So if we think about the business again, there are really just two models. Yeah. One model is you find a smaller group of people, but you make a lot of money on them. Or you make very less money, but you have a big group of users. So we chose the second part.
The second part.
Yes, because again, if we think about the mission and the vision of Mr. Lei Jun, our co-founder and CEO, it is truly to build a company that serves innovation for everyone. So if you think about, let's say the world, right? Let's say maybe the world has, almost 60 billion people, yeah? Maybe if Xiaomi can address 70% of the market, that's a huge market. Very few companies in the world today can address that big of a population. Xiaomi today already exists in 90 plus markets. Country, yes, and of which maybe about 54 of them, we are top 5. So as we continue to grow, this dream of serving so many users and making less money is already big enough, just because the scale is so big. So that is how, even though we make no more than 5% average net hardware profit, this is one reason why we can still make enough to make sure we continue the R&D, we continue to be able to build the team and expand. So this is the scale. Now the second reason that you mentioned is the internet service revenue. So
you call that internet service revenue.
Yes. Okay, why do we say that? Now, of course, the most obvious one is advertisement. And advertisement, as you know, just like any internet business, Google, Facebook,
YouTube,
right? YouTube. We use it for free. We enjoy the service, and advertisers sponsor to support the business. Yes, very similar with MIUI. We listen to user feedback. We try our best to give a good balance between useful ads and the experience. So on the one hand, we get some internet service revenue to continue the business. On the other, the user experience is preserved.
So if people is protesting that they are getting ads, you will say, that's because our phone is really affordable. So we have to take another source of
another source. Yes. Hopefully, though, in the future, the advertising part will continue to decrease while the true internet services revenue can increase. What do we mean by that? If we have enough users using Xiaomi smartphones, we can actually offer many different internet services to them. For example, have you thought about buying insurance for your family in Indonesia? Quite difficult. Very many offers, a lot of offers, maybe you're not sure.
You have to choose the right person.
And then maybe not transparent. But what if we have so many users, we can partner with a partner that has license and we can offer these products like Mi Insurance. What if we can offer, in Indonesia, sometimes you need to borrow a loan, right? But then, the interest rate very high.
And there's a lot of unofficial lending sites.
Correct. So what if you trust Xiaomi? Okay, we honest pricing. What if we have Mi financing services? So that is the whole idea of how we sell as many smartphones as possible at a very affordable price, reach more people. Once we have the scale, we can then work with partners and say, wow, here are loyal, active Mi fans who may want your products. Can we partner, build this into MIUI? And then we again follow honest pricing because we have scale. Wow, then in the future, not only can Indonesia Mi fans enjoy great hardware, but also great internet service. That is the mid-long term.
Is it also a POCO plan, because POCO and Xiaomi is separated, right, as an entity?
Yes.
Even though the office is the same one.
Yes, so when it comes to POCO, POCO's target audience.
What's the next strategy?
Yes, so POCO target audience is going to be younger. We want those who are more focused on performance, more of the tech enthusiasts, more again about the subculture they want to promote in Indonesia, like rapping, breakdancing, hip-hop, graffiti, all these, they can consider POCO. POCO may not be the best in all aspects, but when it comes to those things that matter, POCO will be the best. On the other hand, if you are thinking about, I want the latest, greatest, the design, the experience, very, very good. We will have more Mi series.
Safer. Like Redmi 90, I think the design is safer for more people than POCO M3.
More mass market audiences, more easily accepted by many more people, more durable, or you believe in the brand more because it exists for so long. That is also a great option. But what is important for us is that we have this dual brand strategy that can cater towards more audiences. If we only have one brand, it is very hard to satisfy everyone. If we have two brands, we can really drill down into what that audience want and then offer them that exact thing. Like, POCO has a yellow phone. It's like probably one of the best yellow phones in the market, right?
So yellow.
And not everyone wants to carry a yellow phone, but some people really love it. Right?
And the big black camera, right?
Exactly. So I think that's the That's the beauty of having this dual brand strategy. One thing never changed though, even though it's two brand, is that it will always be amazing product honest pricing. That is what Xiaomi is all about. And as long as this doesn't change, we believe it adds a lot of value to the market.
Yeah, speaking of amazing product, what about that Xiaomi Mi 11? I read that the TKDN is already approved.
Okay.
So usually like 95% or 99% the product that gets TKDN approval will release on Indonesia officially. And let's say the Mi 11 will release, even though you don't say that. How about the thermal issue? Because I have unboxed the phone and it's so hot. The Snapdragon 888.
Yes. Well, first of all, as we always say, and we have a PR team looking after our video today, so I cannot confirm nor deny if it's coming or not. We like to say, stay tuned. Yeah, stay tuned. But what we do know is that Snapdragon 888 is a very powerful chipset.
Yeah, another phone cannot handle that.
Exactly, and it is also a 5G enabled chipset. So as 5G technology continues to mature, we believe the thermal and power efficiency will continue to get better. Now, of course, it takes time for any platform to be optimized. So through potentially software updates, all those things, the experience could be even better. Now, one thing to keep in mind though, why potentially some of these flagships that you just recently unboxed may feel hotter is because not only are we trying to build the most powerful flagship, we're also trying to build a very sleek and lightweight flagship.
Yeah, that's sleek.
So that is also partly why maybe the heat that felt on your palm is going to be a bit warmer than usual. It is because it was so thin. So I think that's why sometimes we want to strike a balance. Power, thermal, thinness. So I think that is the balance we're seeking for.
Yeah, let's see the official one, if there's one.
Cool. Alright, maybe because you bought the unofficial. But no, we hope we are able to bring more of these Pratama technology as we continue this brand being the trend-setting AIoT lifestyle in Indonesia.
Kayaknya dari kata-katanya udah sangat confirm kalau bakal masuk, tapi belum ngomong confirm. Last question, can you give us some sneak peek about Xiaomi's product in 2020? Can you share it some for us?
Okay, so first of all,
because Xiaomi usually come so quickly, like you will launch the product next week, you just say today, not 1 month ago.
Yes. So first of all, as we always say, please stay tuned, follow our social media. But what we can share, and given this special occasion with David at Gadget In, a good friend now after 1 year, is that from this month, March, all the way till June.
March to June,
almost full 3 months. You can expect
during Ramadan period.
And going through Ramadan, and in between we have Mi Fan Festival in April.
Wow.
We can ensure there will be many excitements every single month.
Every single month.
Be it from Xiaomi or from Poco. So you will never be bored. Please continue to stay tuned at Gadget In.
Mantap.
And Xiaomi Indonesia to find out more, and also Poco Indonesia now to find out more about these excitements.
Okay. So Alvin, thank you for your time and letting me ask you some hard-hitting question, and let my audience also ask what they always curious about Xiaomi and current issue about Xiaomi Indonesia. I don't think there's another boss or leader of smartphone brand that's eager to answer the followers' question or consumer questions.
No, thank you for coming, and thank you so much for asking such meaningful questions. We really believe in for the user and by the user. We really try our best to communicate, to listen, and to continue delivering innovation for everyone. So once again, thank you Gadget In team, David, and the team for coming to the office. But before you go, we do have a small gift for the team.
Not the jersey, right?
Not the jersey, yeah. I don't know if you want to wear Alvin out there. But we have, for Mi fans as well, we have these nice design bags.
Like
for
Bali.
Mi community, okay? And inside, you have all the things you need to be a Mi fan.
Oh.
So the whole gadget.
I don't think I will use that.
Oh, maybe you will. Maybe your wife Wendy will. But there you go.
Let's see.
Take a look.
Jadi Mi Fan Starter Pack.
Yeah.
The design
Quite
is
useful,
really cool.
yeah. Quite
ini
useful.
TV-nya,
Yes.
bagus.
Oh,
Oke, tapi
gantang.
wow, this is cool.
Quite cool, yeah.
Yeah, okay. This is it same? Oh yeah.
We have
this is the same.
different for
I
your team
will
as
share
well.
it with my team.
Thank you.
Okay.
So apart from this starter pack, given that we are a tech company, of course you cannot walk away without a tech product. Okay, so sneak peek, just for Gadget In fans, this is something we will launch very soon. AIoT product.
What is that?
Mi Vacuum Cleaner Mini.
Okay.
Wow, very easy to use, very easy to carry, and can suck up all the dust. Okay, so perfect for your car, and hopefully maybe once you use this, your wife maybe will say, "Wow, David, very nice cleaning the car." So here you
Is this
go.
launched yet?
Not yet, but very soon. So stay tuned, and maybe you can do a quick unboxing.
Okay. Usually when you launch some IoT product, there's a phone that is launched together.
Wow, very smart guess, yeah.
Great.
But stay tuned, yeah. Very soon we'll find out.
Is there
Oh, a little bit
scissors?
tight. The packaging very. You want a
Scissors?
scissor, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, here you go.
Yeah, this is a big packaging.
Yes.
And I always have in mind an opinion that says Xiaomi's IoT product is safe.
It's safe.
Yeah, you don't have to think much about Xiaomi's IoT product when you want to buy it. Just
Yes.
just buy it. This
Not only is it safe to use, also you will find our product's design language.
yeah,
It's very similar, so that it fits perfectly with your apartment,
So
with your
clean.
interior design.
yeah, the design
Yeah,
really clean.
very
Wow.
clean, very easy to use. Big
yes.
suction power, so really quickly can suck up all the dust and the dirt.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
you could charge it up a bit more, and yeah, quite powerful. Yeah. Wow.
Jadi ya ini mini vacuum cleaner belum di launching, nanti bakal segera di launching.
Very soon, yeah, very soon.
What's the price?
Watch the launch event as always.
Okay. Nice.
But once again, thank you so much again. But for the Gadget In fans, don't worry. Not just David has a product to take home.
There's more?
Yeah, there is more for your fans.
Okay.
So if you enjoy this video, please share to your Insta story, tag Xiaomi Indonesia and myself, and tell us, what did you learn from this video? Why do you like Xiaomi Indonesia? And stay tuned on our social media. We will announce the giveaway to the Gadget In fans.
Ya, jangan lupa nanti giveaway-nya bakal diumumin oleh Xiaomi. Nanti caranya juga bakal saya tulis di bawah. Jadi gampang sih. Ya, oke. Once again, thank you Alvin.
Once again, thank you so much for
having
coming and
us.
spending time with us. Thank
Ya,
you.
thank
Terima
you.
kasih.
Jadi gitu aja dulu video buat interview bersama Alvin. Like kalau suka, dislike kalau nggak suka, dan kita ketemu lagi di video selanjutnya. Yo. That's a long
Done.
interview.